Look, man, they're gonna get inducted. They're gonna get inducted. Relax, it's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen most likely. Those dudes are getting inducted. We get it. We get it. We get it. But guys, welcome. I'm always on time. I'm always on time. So guys saying that I'm not on time, screw you, man. I'm always on time. So look, man, we have a great show for you, man. We have a quality great show here for you, man, because we're gonna address the Chelsea. 100%. We're going to address the Chelsea game for sure. But I think beyond that, actually, let me even bring in my boy. So, it's both of us here. So obviously, Ford, say, how are you feeling, man? How are you feeling back in here again? What are your emotions so far?
First of all, good to be back on the channel. I'm caught in between, to be honest. Like, it's never good to see your team lose, but and again, people interpret this as sour grapes, but it is the Carabao Cup. You know what I look for in this tournament is seeing the young players who don't always get a chance to perform to actually perform. And we saw some decent football today. Not the best; it could have been a lot better. And obviously, I'm a bit deflated. And the reason why I'm mainly deflated is because the same Rashford who regularly misses penalties, who regularly puts free kicks into the disabled section.
Of all the people, because I told you, Terry Flores must be going crazy now. Of all the people to score. It's hard to be that dude, man. Like, it's hard to be that. And also, guys, this doesn't change anything about Rashford. He's still a guy that will never be world class. But let's be real. We've got to give him that free kick.
No, he's a moments player. Like, he can create moments of pure class. Where if you were to just see a compilation, you'd think, oh, this is a top talent. And there's potential there. Don't get me wrong, but he just doesn't do it consistently enough. But having said that, he misses a lot of penalties. He puts free kicks comfortably and consistently into the disabled section, into Rosed. But today, not only did he score a penalty, he scored one of the best free kicks I've seen in a long while. Knock a ball comfortably 35 yards out, top bins. Like, I can only applaud that and also say, well, actually, I'm not going to say it on a live stream. But yeah, it's just one of them ones. But it happens, man. So I'm cool. I'm a bit annoyed at the defeat, but it is what it is. It's only the Carabao Cup. So
look, Asik,
we keep it moving.
Does anyone really want to win the Carabao Cup? This is not sour grapes. Who really jumps up and who says that one of my achievements in life was I won the Carabao Cup?
This competition had a lot more prestige when it was the Carling Cup. And again, this is one of the competitions where it only really matters once you're in the final. Anything other than that, nothing really matters at that point. It's not relevant, you know? Like last season when Chelsea got to the final and then we lost, that meant something because we actually had to go and get there. Because on the way, we beat Liverpool away from home. We beat Tottenham on penalty shootout. And then we had an epic game with Man City and only lost just on penalties. That's when it actually meant something. But when you lose in the first, second round, third round, who cares? Like, it's not really that big a deal. It's the Carabao Cup. But look, man, let's get down and get into some detail. I think the best place for us to start is that we have to start with Arsenal and Liverpool. If you're going to say Alonso, to be honest, but
no, don't worry. We'll get to that loser. Thank you. But let's just start first with this right now. Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool and Arsenal. My thing is, I need Emery to explain something to me because I want to also talk about Origi as well. But we have to start first with Arsenal because right now it's now the danger zone now. It is fully the danger zone because we saw what happened with Xhaka. We've seen what happened, and we'll even have to talk briefly about Xhaka, about him not wanting, but we'll talk about that. But do you think that the manner in which they lost this game, the loss of goals scored, they were winning 4-2, they were winning 5-4, they were winning 5-4 with about a minute to go, 93rd minute, the fact that they bottled the lead twice, ended up losing on penalties, do you think that this is now pretty much just proof that these guys are just, you know what, that's basically that this is proof that Emery is a loser and he just can't operate as a manager? Or do you put the blame maybe on the players, slightly more on the players, or should Emery take all the blame?
Emery should definitely take a large proportion. I'm thinking maybe 90%
percentage.
90% for today and just in general, to be honest. There's always blame going to be put on the players because they're the ones. Oh, I'll get some after. I'm on a roll right now.
Oh, I know.
My thing is with Emery, and this game was a good way to summarise a lot of his career at Arsenal, which is there's a lot of good in terms of there's a good attacking football. And in fact, one of probably his best point with Arsenal is that he's been able to integrate a lot of these young players. Yes, you have to be good enough to actually then actually perform on the pitch. But
Sorry, some guy just said Spanish David Moyes. That's deep, guys. That's deep. Spanish David Moyes.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far. To be fair, I wouldn't go that far. But while he's gotten good out of some of the young players, and he's actually been able to give them a chance and to start the likes of Saka, the likes of Willock, he scored an amazing goal. Maitland-Niles at right back. Like, he's giving these guys a chance, and that's maybe as good as we can give Emery credit for at Arsenal, because ultimately, Arsenal, their best squad that they've had in years, are they playing any better football this season? No. If you look on average, they're actually conceding more shots than they are even having shots against most of these teams that they're playing against. Getting dominated by Crystal Palace, against Newcastle, against Burnley. These are teams Arsenal should wipe the floor of, not just on the scoreline, but also in the actual game. So I understand the concerns.
It's the coaching from Emery that's not really putting them in the right position to beat teams that they should be beating.
Well, you asked the question you want Emery to explain. Is it to explain or to explain? Because if you really deep it, it's been a year now and he hasn't actually mastered the English language. I'm not even taking.
How many languages do you speak?
I'm not taking the piss, and this isn't about me. This is about Emery. We're talking about Emery.
Don't be a language merchant.
There's always a merchant for something with you, isn't there? But the point I'm trying to make is it's actually common knowledge that it's well documented that he doesn't actually do all of his coaching in English. He has to sometimes get a translator in. So like a year in, you're telling me you haven't learned the language yet? What you doing didn't take that long to learn it. Other managers we've seen come here, and as part of your job description is able to acclimatise and do your best in a situation. Doing your best and getting the best out of players means naturally you're going to actually learn the language and learn it to the best of your ability. Not just that, but look at the in-game coaching. You're taking off Torreira and bringing on Ceballos when you're 4-2 up in the game. You need to hold the game at that point.
No.
Why?
That didn't make any sense. But actually, someone actually made a very good point in the match. I said that, look at the team Arsenal put out compared to Liverpool's.
Yeah.
Because the things that Arsenal's team was a weekend team, but
Liverpool, teenagers.
But that Arsenal team, that's their Europa League team. And some would argue that team is probably better in some ways than their first team.
Yeah.
So and a lot of those guys Saka played in, I think, against United. Yeah, Saka played against United.
Yeah.
Willock is pretty much almost a regular as well. So that's pretty much defensive. And Liverpool, almost the entirety of that team were like guys from the
fetuses, as you like to say.
Basically, test tube babies. Those are a bunch of test tube babies. So, I mean, is this loss? Because we live in a world where social media is rampant. People will go on social media, and these Arsenal players, they will look at the reaction on social media somehow or someone will get out. The memes will get sent to their mobile phones. Do you think, especially because they're young players, do you think this could mentally scar a lot of these Arsenal dudes, where it could potentially ruin the entirety of their season? Although Aubameyang wasn't playing, Lacazette wasn't playing, but still, do you think it could just seep into the DNA of the club?
I mean, and I'm not here to take shots at Arsenal, although I kind of am. But this Arsenal squad has already gone through a lot. They've already taken a lot of mental scars in terms of just damaging defeats, whether it was the 8-2 against United, whether it was the 10-2 aggro against Bayern Munich, some of the embarrassing defeats, even the Europa League final this year in Baku. They've had a lot to overcome, and it's maybe made them, I wouldn't say strong, but it's made them more resilient in terms of being able to bounce back. But not during games. In games, when it goes bad, it goes tits up for Arsenal. That's just how it goes for them generally. And they're not able to really control situations. So they've been through it. It's just, have they got enough to then be consistent throughout a season? Because it's not a case of can Arsenal play good football and beat certain teams. They can beat anybody on their day, to be honest, especially at home. It's just a case of can they perform over the duration of a season and keep it going and keep it together and actually find a team that has the right balance. Because while that front three is amazing, one of the best in Europe, most definitely in the league, have they got what it takes to really give that front three the balance that it needs? Because ultimately, they're not going to be judged on just performances like today. It's when they have everybody playing and they have, let's say, for instance, Xhaka back in that midfield. And is that really what's going to be getting the best out of that team?
Xhaka, what the hell?
So we're judging Arsenal for what they've been doing in the league, when obviously when Xhaka, the likes of these guys are playing. And I'm looking at it, and the midfield balance isn't actually there. And Xhaka's obviously going to be out for a few games, which we'll get onto. But are they going to be able to find the right balance without Xhaka? Again, they should be able to. You think the answer is there, but maybe it's not just down to personnel, because I think we've seen enough personnel to go in and out the door to suggest that Emery's just not getting the best out of them. So ultimately, it's not a case of if Emery will be sacked or how long he's going to stay. It's just about a matter of when he's going to leave. Whether it's at this during this season or if he makes it to the end of his contract, which ends this season, and then he's out the door.
Okay. I think we have to talk about this. I think people have been mentioning this in the live chat. Remember, guys, hit that like button, smash that like button, guys, smack and menstruate that like. Oh, just hit the like button. Don't menstruate.
Can I just add something to it? Again, we were mentioning earlier on the stream. In fact, no, in the recap video, the wing you were potentially going to prepare for Arsenal. I think you put a poll out online. It's looking very close. One bit to maybe sway in terms of a wing, which I feel like you should have memorabilia. So like moments of importance, you think that people can look back on and say, you know, I remember that moment. It was a great moment. Some of the embarrassing losses that Arsenal have taken over the years.
Okay,
just
hit it.
Have a little listen of this. Rems04, thank you for sending this through. 6-1, 6-3, 6-0. But feel free to let me know and let everybody know what these actually are in terms of like lubrication, circumcision. I think you're trying to add a new one, which is neutralization.
Neutralization.
Yeah, cool. So 6-0 we were on. 8-2. 10-2, 5-0, and I'm not that even includes what happened in Baku.
But that 10-2 was over 2 legs, wasn't it?
Yes, but okay. I mean that was the fact that we got beat. So let's break it down. 5-1.
Okay.
And then you go 1-0 up in the second leg against Bayern Munich. We're gonna make it, and then you get beat 5-1 again. Good Lord have mercy. Good Lord have mercy. Yeah, that wing needs to be built. And for Arsenal fans, man, I feel your pain.
Okay. Boy. All right. So I think a lot of people have been mentioning this in right now, and we're going to talk about Origi. I said this even last season that this guy has, you have to admire the skill that this guy has for just pure goal scoring. This guy is a pure goal scoring demon. And I said that I understand that Firmino may be the better player and fits the system a lot better. Goals win games. And there has to be much more of a more consistent place for Origi in this team. Those 2 goals he scored, those are flipping amazing goals. I don't care when anyone says, those 2 goals that guy scored, those are flipping amazing goals. And I think that for Klopp, remember, the thing you have to do as a manager, you have to think 3-dimensionally. You've got to look at everyone. You cannot have... Sometimes the mistake that managers make is they have like tunnel visions, like this is my team, this is my team, this is my players. Sometimes you have to be very fluid and everything, because when you look at what Origi did, that should prove to Klopp that never again play this guy out wide. This guy is a central striker. This guy is a goal scoring striker. So if you have any respect for what this guy does from a goal scoring point of view, he must always sleep as a... So either you play him in his striker position or you don't play him at all. Because I think it is disrespectful seeing what the goals that this guy scores, the quality of the goals, the importance of the goals, the timing of the goals. It is disrespectful to put him out wide. So either you play him, start him as striker, or you play Firmino in there. So do you think that Origi is going to have a much more major part to play for Liverpool this season? Or do you think that he's still going to be a bit part player, impact? Because I think it's insulting for him to be like a bench impact player. Do you think he's better suited to an impact player, or how do you think he'll be involved a lot more?
I mean, I certainly agree with everything that you've just said, but I'm trying to understand in what capacity you could have more of an impact, because I'm sure you're not suggesting that he should be benching Firmino potentially, because while maybe, as I agree, Origi is probably more of a match winner, he'll probably have more decisive moments in that sense. More of a goal scorer, of course. Firmino, just the way he supplements Mane and Salah, and also the people that does get goals as well himself, and assists mainly, which is the main thing that he's offering to the team. You got to also look at he's not just offering things in an attacking sense, but also a defensive sense. I think some of his work in obviously pressing, let's say, the defensive midfielder for the opposite team, or being able to supplement the midfield, sometimes get into that shape where you're going to be able to trust Firmino to get back in position. And that's also then allow someone like a Salah to just be a bit of a free roamer, be able to venture up the pitch and obviously then get the amount of goals that he gets. So with Origi, can you have three individualistic players like that up the field, and Mane, Salah, and then Origi? I don't know if it works like that. I don't know if he can really work. Now, over the season, will Origi have more of an impact than last season? I think he will. I think in the limited games that he scored a lot of big goals. I think the game against Newcastle away.
Yeah, huge goal.
I think against Barcelona.
Barcelona.
He's had some massive goals.
He even scored in the Champions League final.
Yep, of course.
That was because that goal ended the game. And it was, again, I'm not hating on Salah. Origi's goal was better.
That's the goal. I mean,
open play. It was from open
talking
play.
to Liverpool fans, that's the goal that they talk about from the Champions League final. There's no doubt about it. Even
goal, yeah.
He scored a late winner also in the Merseyside derby as well last season. So he comes up with big moments, and I think we're going to see him come to the fore even more consistently this season. And again, for Liverpool, I think the one weakness of their team and their squad is just the squad depth.
Actually, Can I say something controversial?
I
Slightly.
mean, when do you not say something controversial?
No, trust me. That's it. See, this may seem controversial, but it's not really. Belgium. You know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this. I know that you love this dude and everything. Belgium. I think Origi should be Belgium's starting striker because I feel that for Lukaku, it's.
Hey, put some respect on his name before
also,
you say what you're gonna say.
That's why I think he's cool and everything. That's why he's cool. But I feel that just when I just look at what Origi is doing and how he's playing, and also his general footballing play with regards to building play and everything is actually improving. I think an argument can be made that this Belgium should at least strongly consider making him the starting striker for Belgium. So do you think I'm crazy or mad saying that, or I say that Lukaku deserves much more respect?
I mean, I think you're crazy and mad anyways, but I mean, that's probably why the general public love you. So, and I get your point. There's cadence to what you're saying. However, you're talking also about the highest goal scorer in Belgium history in Lukaku. You're talking about someone who offers so much off the ball and on the ball. And yes, he's not technically amazing, but those physical attributes are very rare to find at the top level. We were having the discussion about Adama Traore earlier today as well. And again, the same with Lukaku, just very few people who have that frame, who are then also that mobile and that fast. And we even saw what he did against Brazil in the World Cup. Yeah, he didn't score, but we saw he had Marcelo Santos, one of your favourite players of all time, Marcelo Santos. He gave Miranda a very tough time in that game. And he able to do that from right wing. So Lukaku is also quite versatile in that sense. And he's a goal scorer. He's a natural goal scorer with Origi. Does he have that same chemistry with Eden Hazard and obviously the likes of De Bruyne that Lukaku's built up over all these years? I don't think it's likely. And obviously, when you've stuck with Lukaku for as long as you have, I feel like it just would be quite a strange decision to then bench it for Origi, who isn't even starting for his club side. So, for me, I think Origi, again, could easily see more minutes for both Liverpool and Belgium, but to be a starter ahead of Firmino or Lukaku, I just don't see it happening.
All right, let's change up this thing, and I think it's probably time for us to really come in and talk about Chelsea, man. So Chelsea took that L to United. United, obviously, they played a strongish kind of team, almost as strong, because I saw Mama Shaw come in there everywhere. But obviously for Chelsea, they struggled. Chelsea were not really flowing and moving as well as they have done in the past few seasons. So, in your view, do you feel or do you believe that Chelsea should take this loss to heart? Or did you feel like if Chelsea should have played a lot better? Or did they, Carabao Cup? Because look, guys, chill. We'll talk about Rashford. Because I have a few things to talk about. So some home truths to say about Rashford, but we'll talk about Rashford. But just specifically for Chelsea, are you pissed off with this loss because should have still tried to beat United to go for the Carabao Cup? Or you know what? It's a loss, it's bad, but still a lot more bigger things to sort of, i.e. win that Premier League title, take back what is rightfully ours, and Champions League semis.
You're always going to be disappointed on a defeat. I don't feel like as a Chelsea fan, I don't see how you can't be disappointed whenever your team loses. We always go into any game thinking we can win it. Most certainly at home against this Man United side. But it's disappointing, of course. Obviously, to see some of the performances today, I think Hudson-Odoi had probably one of his worst games that I've seen for quite a while. I think Lampard's team selection of the midfield of Gilmour, Kovacic, Jorginho didn't really work. And things only started to get better once Mount came in and we had someone who could progress the ball a bit better from the midfield. But so there's things to obviously learn from. And again, we were on a 7-game winning streak. So sometimes you need to be humble just a little bit so you can assess what things were going right and what things went wrong. And then you can go back into staying consistent, because ultimately our bread and butter this season is going to be the league, finishing in that top 4, and obviously then setting ourselves up well to then exit this transfer ban and obviously get the targets that we want, so that way we can slowly close the gap towards the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Man City, become a top European club again, because that's what we need to do. And ultimately, in the grand scheme of things of becoming a top European club, do we need to win the Carabao Cup? Like, does anybody even in the stream, has anybody even drank a Carabao drink before? Because before today, I didn't even know what Carabao was, to be honest. Like, I thought it was a cow made out of caramel or whatever. I don't know. But look, is it necessary for us to win the Europa League, the Carabao Cup? No. I'm thinking about the Europa League because I'm thinking of Man United, who are a Europa League club. So for them, winning the Carabao Cup, it means a lot to them. For us, not necessarily. So let them take the W. And even still, to be honest, I can look back at this with some revisionism in a little while and say, you know what, I'm happy that we lost today because it means another week that Ollie will definitely be in the job. So I ain't mad at it.
All right, so look, man. With regards to Rashford, let's bring in Rashford into the mix right now.
Some said Trashford. I've heard Crash Bandicoot. I've heard Ashford. I've heard Nike advert superstar wannabe. I've heard a lot of smoke on his name.
No. Look, the guy needs a better haircut. That's what he needs. But let's just look for Rashford. Look, that was an amazing free kick. That was an amazing free kick. So I'm not going to take anything away from that. That's an amazing free kick. So Rashford, he scored. Obviously, he missed the penalty, but I think he's now sort of so much here. So he scored against Liverpool. He scored against Norwich. He's now scored against here. Is this the season with no Lukaku that Rashford really comes out and really says what's up on the big stage?
No. Someone even said Dashford here, where I think it's probably the most accurate one, just of how his playing style is, especially under Ollie. Don't get me wrong, Rashford is a moments player, and he has moments of great quality in him. Like if we just watch a compilation of his recent skills, tricks, and goals over the last year, you think, oh, this guy's an amazing player, and he's had amazing moments, but there's no consistency to it. Like one of the most deflating and annoying things about today was that Rashford, who we've consistently seen miss penalties, send free kicks into Rosette, into the Zabel sections, now bag a penalty and then a knockable free kick from 35 yards out. Top corner, like, that was amazing, but we just know it's not consistent. And for United to be back to where they want to be, and really should be for a club of their size, they're going to need more consistency from their number 10. Because let's not forget, while he's a young player and while people want to say, oh, give Rashford time, no. United have decided not to give him time, because when you put him on, 250k a week, when you give him the number 10 shirt, you're saying like this guy is for the here and now and he's going to carry us on his back. So you know what? There's a lot of pressure on him to replicate days like today on a consistent basis. And will he do that? We haven't seen enough evidence to suggest that that's the case. So a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Can he live up to doing this on a regular basis? I just haven't seen it to say that's going to happen. So
okay, so going back to even Chelsea now and everything. So Batshuayi scored a pretty good goal.
Yep.
So where do you really stand on Batshuayi? Do you think that it's almost similar a bit to the Origi thing? Do you think he needs to be given much more of a look in, or you're in your mind Tammy Abraham? Okay, so actually, two questions. What would be your striker pecking order of Chelsea, and do you think Batshuayi needs to be given much more of a chance? And let me just briefly on Batshuayi. See, that's why I wanted to bring up Belgium. I believe Origi is a better goal scorer than Batshuayi, but I still think Batshuayi is a very good goal scorer. And I do think that Lampard, Aaron Lampard has English bars, which is cool. I'm not thinking I think he has English bars, which is cool. But I do feel that he needs to at least try, or rather attempt to at least try to ingratiate Batshuayi much more into the team, because I just feel like if Batshuayi's goal scoring needs to be appreciated, and I think Batshuayi can help Chelsea a lot more. So where do you stand on the whole Batshuayi thing, the Chelsea striking order and stuff? Give Batshuayi some love, man.
It's a loaded question, and I rate Batshuayi a lot. And going into the season, seeing that he bulked up over the summer, actually, I thought this was going to be one of his breakout season. I mean, we saw what he did in a short time on loan at Dortmund. I think he scored near enough a goal every game on average. We know that the ability is there. We know that he's one of the best finishers, certainly the best finisher at the club, I would say. And just an all-round predatory striker that you can guarantee to get you goals. It's just about his all-round play, and that's why it's always about systems, especially in this generation and in modern football right now. It's all about systems. Because let's bear in mind, the third striker who hasn't even been in contention is the World Cup winning striker. Now, I know you hate it when I say that, but he is ultimately the World Cup winning striker, and that's Olivier Giroud.
Whoa. So what are you saying about Giroud?
The point I'm trying to make is it's all about systems, because Giroud worked for the world champions, but he doesn't work for Chelsea. And I think the person who works most for Chelsea and getting the best out of us is Tammy Abraham. That's because of his movement off the ball, his ability to press, the ability to hold up the ball, which is better than someone like a Batshuayi, who's probably a better finisher, in fact, definitely a better finisher, more seasoned striker at that level, but isn't going to offer everything else that Lampard wants in his team. So ultimately, it's about systems and teams, less about who's actually the better player. And for me, for this Chelsea team right now, Tammy Abraham's a better fit. But that's not to say that Batshuayi can't play a part and a vital part of this season. Similarly to Origi, he can come up with big moments and big goals, because he's done it before Chelsea in the past.
So you're saying Giroud ahead of Batshuayi?
I'm saying for Chelsea, it's Abraham, Michy Batshuayi, and then Giroud. Giroud third, yeah. Because if you think about it, even for Batshuayi, I think there's more of a chance of him being an impact player off the bench and having us that impact.
Because I think Giroud even said that if I don't get played more, I'm going to leave it in January.
For him, he should leave. Again, if you're starting for France, you should not be third fiddle striker to anybody, to any two strikers, let alone two strikers. One's basically a rookie at this level in Tammy Abraham. And Mitchell Batshuayi hasn't been able to nail down a starting position for any top team. So, of course, Giroud should leave, and I understand that completely. But ultimately, for what's getting the best out of this Chelsea team, it makes sense for it to be Tammy Abraham and Mitchie to obviously be our impact player off the bench. Because if you look at Mitchie, a lot of his big goals for us came times when he's come off the bench and he's able to have an impact in games. I think big games he scored in like Atletico Madrid away from home. Obviously, with the goal that won Chelsea the league away from at West Brom. Obviously, the game against Lille as well.
Similar to Arena, it's like he scores.
Sorry, not Lille. I'm sorry, Ajax as well. So this guy has a pedigree for scoring big goals. So, and obviously being very funny on Twitter as well. So certainly he has a place in the squad. And I just feel like for now, Abraham should be the starting striker. But there's no reason why Mitchie can't challenge him and potentially they'll be interchanging who's starting games on a consistent basis.
Okay. Let's hit up on this super chat here, and I believe this is most likely. Actually, it's two super chats here. So, first super chat here from Omar Suarez. Omar Suarez, thank you very much for your $2 super chats. Who says, "This guy is a clown like Lampard. 2 losses, enjoy."
Who's you referring to?
Wait, 2 losses? Wait, when was the first loss? Because aren't Chelsea on a 7-game winning streak before
is he referring to Lampard's 2 losses against Oli? Maybe that's what he's referring to.
Maybe. Okay, yeah.
To call him a clown after... Wow, man, that was a strong word.
Bro, come on. Okay, all I'll say is this. Where would you rather be? You beat the team that you beat twice are in the Champions League and are top 4 while you're fighting relegation.
I think they're 1 point above relegation, or they were at least before last week.
Because they've been maybe they may be 3 or 4 points.
So they won that relegation 6 point. Fair enough.
Relegation 6 points. So it's key. You need those relegation points. So, bro, come on, bro, easy. From Gaklock, thank you for your £5 super chats, man. I think that this guy is Nigerian. Say, bro, Arsenal have suffered 6-0. 3-6, 5-1, 1-5, Champions League 17, 5-1 in 2015 group.
I forgot about that one. Oh yeah.
5-1 Liverpool, 6-1, 8-2 United, 3-1 Monaco and Rennes. Bruh. I think that's the thing about. It's so crazy how things have changed. Because remember how Arsenal was so revered.
Yeah.
And they were so respected.
Especially in my childhood, man.
During the Invincible era and so forth. And I think ever since then, it's like there's the Invincible era and there's the Brick era. Invincible era, these guys they were amazing. They played amazing football and they won. Also, and beaten. Now it's the Brick era with the rise, of course, of Arsenal Fan TV and so forth, where these guys just. It's like they are cannon fodder for like memes and Twitter jokes. Yeah. So
it's the banter era. Like literally, it's Arsenal L. Like that L is a capital right now. It's mad. Like. For me, growing up especially, after having 3 brothers who supported Arsenal, I knew what it was like watching those guys enjoy the Arsenal era where they were dominant, because you almost feel like a reflection of your club on yourself and how you walk and how you carry yourself. And they carried themselves like they were invincible. Like they took, like being invincible to them meant a lot, because they could, I'm invincible. My team went invincible. I'm invincible. For these Arsenal fans right now, they're walking L's if you really want to replicate your club, because not only are they taking L's, it's just the manner of their L's. We've got to obviously talk about Xhaka as well, and that's an incident, but the fact that somehow the ways that some of their captains have even carried themselves at the club. If you think about Gallas, if you think about Koscielny, how he left the club, you think about even Van Persie, on his return to the club.
I never saw that Koscielny video. I was like, did he really do that?
Like,
so he did a video of taking over off the Arsenal jersey and showing a Bordeaux jersey.
That's just mad disrespect. Crazy. And even how he forced him even and ended up doing that is crazy. Like the lack of disrespect that people have put on that club. And honestly, as much as I banter Arsenal a lot on this channel, which I take a lot of joy in doing, a part of me also kind of feels bad just because I even seen how obviously my brothers have looked at it and be like, this is not the club that I supported, because this is complete night and day compared to how great they were. If you just looked at even just how they walked out the tunnel, these big imposing figures who can play football, to just absolute bleep walking out, and you just see these bleeps almost tarnishing. In fact, not almost. They're tarnishing the club and they're tarnishing the brand.
So, $2 super chat here from Martin Rosario. Says, bet your mortgage on Arsenal to blow big leads. LOL. I mean, okay. So, do you think it's a club mentality thing, or do you think it's actually Emery, the fact that they can't hold on to a lead?
Now that's actually a mixture of both because it's been instilled in the club for a while. I mean, we both even predicted it. We said that like, they're going to concede, and it happened. But at the same time, as well as it's been a club mentality thing for a while, and it doesn't need a lot to change that. Emery himself didn't change it during the game tactically. He didn't do anything to really aid that. I mean, we still had Arsenal trying to play out from the back, chase the next goal. You're 4-2 up at Anfield. Hold on to what you have. So it's a mixture of both, definitely.
Actually, I think I don't want to talk about this, dude. I try to avoid this dude, but someone put it in there. What is wrong with Alonso? I mean, because see, okay, this is my thinking, and I said this to you during our live watch. If you watch a game, let's say you've not watched the Chelsea game, you missed the Chelsea game for some reason, and you go into Google and then you look at the stats and you see Alonso scored. Like, okay, cool, Alonso scored. If you now look at it and you don't see Alonso has scored a goal, you can bet your life, your family's life, and your great-grand family's life that this dude either laid a brick or he laid a brick and he did something that allowed the other team to score.
Maximum 3 out of 10.
But my issue is this is what that worries me, that we all see this. Most of us see this. Why do managers still persist in playing him? Because is it that something happens when, if you're very close to the players and maybe he's a nice guy or something, it clouds your general judgment? Because it is so clear that, bro, play anybody. Even if you don't have another left back, it is actually worth changing your entire formation just so that he's not even in the team. So what is it that about it that this dude keeps on playing?
I mean, you said, what does he offer other than goals? Goals is a massive part of the game. And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here of what things managers could see in him. Because it's not just Lampard that's been playing him. Obviously, bear in mind that Emerson is injured. And obviously, even Ian Maatsen, who would have been maybe a good deputy, is also injured as well. So that's why he had to play today, ultimately. But it's not just Lampard or Sarri. Obviously, Conte as well. There's things that managers sees in him. Now, looking at a binary point of view, I guess there aren't many 6'2" left backs in football, so he's got that going for him. He's got a good shot on him. He's able to get into good areas in the box. That's about it. The guy is absolutely pants. He's awful. He's absolutely tragic, and I think the worst thing about him is not just the fact that he lacks technical ability or he lacks any consistency in his game, and he makes a lot of brain farts and just bad decisions. It's like the simple basics of being a fullback, like just overlapping your winger. He doesn't offer that at all. So as much as Hudson-Odoi had a bad game today, a lot of that is actually...
Hudson-Odoi, he wasn't popping off today.
I know, it wasn't. It was one.
But is it maybe just getting back from injury, or...
I mean, he's been back a while, and he was man of the match in the league game before the Burnley game. I believe that was against Newcastle at home. They didn't have the best game against Lyon, although a lot... against Ajax in the Champions League, but a lot of that was due to the pitch. But then obviously got dropped. Pulisic played, scored a hat-trick. And he came into this game. Maybe that's playing on his mind a little bit. Now he's like, maybe I need to try a little bit harder just to like outshine what Pulisic did. So maybe that's played on his mind a bit, but... certainly, it doesn't help you as a winger if you're not having the best of games and you haven't got your wing back overlapping you. That it just kills your game, because at that point you're like, okay, I'm not doing the best, but then who have I got to support me in an attacking wing? So Alonso, he ain't that guy, man. He's awful to watch, and it's gonna be a great day when he leaves my club.
All right, so So Juventus won. Obviously,
of course.
Genoa, where we're down to 10 men. And a good... I want to... You know what, guys? I don't want to say anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Cristiano scored a penalty in the 96th minute. I just want to see what the foul looks like. That's what again, I'm not saying bribery, I'm not saying corruption. People in the live chat, I just want to know, what did that penalty look like? And what's it called? Adrian Rabiot was sent off in the 87th minute. Because Rabiot said that he wants to leave Juventus now. So that's pretty deep now. So what do you think about Real Madrid, Hazard getting man of the match for Real Madrid's baptism of Le Leganes? Do you think that Hazard is maybe slowly coming back to that? Because do you know what's really strange? The amount of people that want Hazard to fail is quite weird. As in, Hazard isn't arrogant. He isn't a bad dude. He's actually quite cool. Why are people so desperate for him to fail? He laid a man of the match, so we're going to say it now.
I think a lot of it just pertains to what we're talking about on the stream, which is the term stat merchants. I think when you have somebody who doesn't get you as many goals as you want to see. Like I always remember this interview, which was after Chelsea had won the league. This was Hazard's second Premier League title for Chelsea. And then this is after the season where this was off the back of scoring, I believe, 17 goals in the league, being voted Player of the Year. And as we're celebrating the league title at Stamford Bridge, Gary Neville asks him, when are you going to go to the next level in terms of getting more goals and getting to the Ronaldos and the Messi's levels? I'm like, why does it have to be about goals when you're performing on the pitch? And ultimately, it's very clear to see if you watch Hazard enough that you know he's not a goal scorer. You know he's more of a playmaker. He's more about making things happen. And again, today's a great example of that. While I really wanted him to just score just to like boost his stats to shut up all these stat merchants, he was still voted man of the match today, despite the fact that Benzema scored and other players had big moments in the game. He was still voted man of the match. So clearly, the footballing people around are still able to see what he does. And for some people, they just like, they don't watch Chelsea week in, week out. They don't watch Real Madrid week in, week out. If you don't see him on the score sheet, you must think, what did he do? Nothing.
People are slaves. Basically, people need to get your fat, lazy asses off your computer and get your fat, lazy asses off who scored Twitter and these dumb ass stat sheets because see, that's the problem with Twitter. That's why I try and stay off the Twitter timeline, because Twitter is just full of some loser who has too much time off his hands making 5-6 threads with some arbitrary numbers about this is why this dude is better than this dude. Where I get it, I get you started to stuff on who scored. Have you watched the game? There are things in football that can't be quantified. Because if you just go based on stats, Zidane should be one of the best players in the world.
Even Ronaldinho. Yeah. Willian has more Champions League goals than him.
Yes. So are we saying that Willian is now a better player? Because if we go by stats, Willian easily destroys Ronaldinho. Who in their right mind is going to say that Willian is even equatable to Ronaldinho? But I think that's the thing. I think maybe it's a generational thing, because when I was growing up, when it was dial-up internet and internet was not readily available and all you had was World Soccer magazine, really, you had to just watch the game. You had to flip and watch the game. So the thing now is that because we have information that is so readily available, and look, shout out to Wikipedia. If it wasn't for Wikipedia, I would have failed my university course. So because I didn't read any books, sorry.
Wait, did you actually use them as your references?
Yes, I didn't read any books.
You got away with that?
Yes.
When I was in uni, they did not let.
Forward.
They're not gonna rescind your degree.
Yes,
now,
they might. No, bro. Do you know what? I have nice bits about that every single day. That somehow they'll find out that I use Wikipedia and the rescind. So for shut your
bro.
Your
you're
bloody
good,
mouth.
Man. You're good.
No, shut up. So my thing about it is that I think because everything is so readily available, people are a slave to this information that they're getting.
Yeah.
Whereas that, just use your brain. Be faithful and just use your brain and watch. Whatever happens, just watch. I watched the match. I looked at the match. Because if you watch the game and you look at the match, Hazard is an incredible football player. He's an incredible football player. But if it's just all about everything about stats, so what's it called? Assists, how many runs, how many goals and everything, then you know what? It takes the fun away from football. Because what makes football discussion so good are those things that you can't even fully explain into words that you just feel. Again, the perfect example is Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho's stats were average. Zidane didn't have any stats. But Zidane is one of the greatest players of all time. So, where do you start? Where do you stand on this whole stats eye test thing?
I think it's good to have a mixture of both. I think it's very good to open your thought process up into viewing things in a different way. And I think stats are good for accompanying your argument, but they're not the be-all and end-all. They're not the be-all and end-all whatsoever. I feel like with players like Hazard, there's so much more to his game than just being able to get goals or get assists. And that's the same for many players in world football. Again, if you were just to say, Messi is just about getting goals or assists, no. Now, obviously, he's a different kind of player and obviously a different level to Hazard, in all honesty, let's be real. But he's able to then also get those goals and assists and also perform consistently to the point where you're watching him over 90 minutes and you're seeing his effect on the game. When you watch Hazard, especially for Chelsea, especially when, even at the World Cup, for instance, where he didn't maybe have the best stats, but everybody could see he was the best player at the tournament. He was having an effect consistently on the games. Again, people will talk about Brazil, people talk about the France game. I look at the Japan game where they're 2-0 down and we saw the impact that he had.
He came big.
Now, did he score in that game? No, he didn't. No, he didn't score in that game. But everybody who watched that say, he was man of the match in the second half. He completely turned it on.
Do you know the best example? The best example of what you just said is the the France game, the semi-final.
The semi-final.
He was probably the best player. Like, there's an amazing image. I try if you can find it. There's an amazing image where it's him and literally Pava is on the ground. Matsuri is grabbing him, poppers everywhere. Where there were guys that were, and like he was causing so much issues, and can't be. You can't find that on a stat sheet. You can't. You have to watch that. And Zidane against Brazil 2006.
Yeah.
All I will say on the stat sheet is, assists to Henry. That's it. That's the only thing on the stats. But what he did in that game can't be quantified. You have to experience it, So
100%.
I mean, but look, man, it's like I just feel that. Do you think Hazard will be successful for Real Madrid this season, or are you a bit unsure?
I can't say with any assurance now that he's going to be either one or the other. I think at the start of the season, I was pretty sure he was going to have a really good season, but that was before the rest of the transfer window, which is when they didn't get another midfielder to obviously help those midfield options. But it remains to be seen. We will see. I just think one thing that, again, it's not to make this all about a Hazard love fest, which, yeah, we both admire the player for what he does, but I think one criticism that I do have him is his mentality. And while naturally he's just a guy who wants to just enjoy his football, and in a sense he kind of almost I like to liken it to someone like a Ronaldinho, where you can see he just enjoyed the game. But one thing about Ronaldinho, which I think you will notice if you watch some of his goal celebrations, or just how he was off the ball in general, is you could see his passion for the game, and that came through in his game. While he enjoyed himself on the pitch, he was driven, self-motivated to do it and to be that guy on the pitch and to be the difference maker. Hazard, we saw that at the World Cup. He had that look in his eye where, you know what, I want to be that guy. We saw it in the Brazil game. We saw that. But we need to see it on a more regular basis at club level. And ultimately, he needs to go to Real Madrid to be that guy, not just to be one of the pack, or not to be one of the Galacticos, but to be the Galactico. And I think that's what's going to take his game to the next level, which is available for him to access to. It's just whether he can open that in his mind and be like, you know what, I'm going to be that guy. Because if not, he can just be comfortable and be like, I'm going to be another one of the posse of Modric, Kroos, Benzema, and then just be another guy who went to Real Madrid and was okay. Or do you want to be one of the guys who went to Real Madrid and I took them to the next level, and I was actually able to better Cristiano's league winning record, because he has the opportunity to do something like that. So it's all open to him if he wants to take it. So we'll wait and see. But at the same time, also a lot of it depends on Zidane, which is another topic for another day, let's just say.
Okay. So guys, send in those questions, guys. Send in those questions, man. Send in those questions. Last 15 minutes, man. Yep. Send in those questions. You know what? I don't even want to touch the Messi Cristiano thing.
Nah,
I'm not going to say a word. Give me your view. Messi and Cristiano, who is better, who is greater, and everything. And I'm not going to say what. Let's just get your view on it.
I mean, I guess I've not probably shared my view on this channel, but the better player, it goes without saying, it's Messi. The greater player is where the conversation opens up a little bit more, but I would still say Lionel Messi. Now, if you were to line up both their CVs, their accomplishments, everything that they've done at the clubs that they've done it at, you'd probably, let's say Messi's one's on the left and Ronaldo's one's on the right, and you don't know who's who. You would probably pick Ronaldo's one just because of what he's done at different clubs and also having that international success as well. But the reason why Messi, in my opinion, is greater is because of the impact that he's had on football. I feel like just sometimes your weight and ability in terms of what you're able to do on a consistent basis over 90 minutes throughout the pitch, not just in the final third or in the 6-yard box, but over 90 minutes consistently in a game, dictating the way of the game, dictating where the game goes, dictating how the ball gets to the final third, and then also being able to play the killer parts or having the killer goal. Also scoring 91 goals in a season. Yes, that's on everything, but when you're able to do stuff like that, it takes it and it transcends your game to the next level. And while Cristiano was there very consistent and probably at his best at Man United and in his early times at Real Madrid, Messi was just able to do it just to a better level. So for me, best player, obviously Lionel Messi. Greatest player, for me, still Lionel Messi.
All right, that's fair. Okay, so I think people have actually, where would you rank Julian Brandt? Julian Brandt currently, because I know people saying, do you think that he should be a tier 2 player?
Not tier 2.
Not tier 2.
Potential to be. I think he's a really good player, but
because I think he doesn't really. I don't think he gets given enough. He doesn't get given enough chances. I feel that if he was given enough chances, and opportunities, I think we would see a very, very good player. But I think because we see him in paper players and he's not really been given like his season for it. I think he was at Leverkusen for far too long.
Yeah.
If he was given a consistent first team regular spot in a top team, I would argue that he would just about creep into tier 2.
So what spawned this argument for you? Is it a case of you want to see him maybe challenge at a higher level or a different outside of his comfort zone?
Basically, someone just mentioned it in the live chat that it's Julian Brand's tier 2. And I've always said that, you know how people talk about underrated? I think he's one of the most underrated players in the world. You know, I think that because every time I see him, I'm like, no, this guy really does some really good stuff.
Slightly underrated maybe in terms of ability, but also it comes to a point where you got to actually then do something with it and consistently perform. And ultimately, you wouldn't be as underrated as he is if he was consistently doing that. So he's got the platform and opportunity to do that now at Dortmund. There's no excuses now for him not to have a really good season. And again, alongside the likes of Sancho, Royce, Forgan, Hazard. So
also this whole Kai Havertz thing, I think that guy is all hype. Same thing with João Felix.
Oh no, João Felix, I'll put him in a separate criteria. But as for Kai Havertz, again, it's a sexy foreign name for us English guys who would be like, oh wow, look at him, and if you see a compilation of a 6'2" guy,
the way that people have been talking about him is like, oh, this guy's amazing guy. But every time I've seen him, I'm like, right, so maybe I've just watched the wrong games. But every time I've seen him, I'm like, yeah, what's the big deal?
I feel exactly the same way. Like, but it's funny. People maybe will say I'm biased here, but I've seen a lot better. And I've even had stats to even verify this, that Mason Mount's producing on a more consistent basis than Kai Havertz. And then when I see Mason Mount in general, he's performing better than him. So I think just because he's a foreign player that maybe has a couple of good moments in games where you can then put that on a compilation and it looks pretty sick. People want to hype him up, but I've not seen enough for me to suggest that he's one of the best young players in world football right now. With João Felix, however, it's different. He's the truth, man. He's the truth.
Okay. What has João Felix done this season for you to? Because the truth is a very big name. Neymar used to be called the truth, so now everybody can be called the truth. So what has João Felix done this season to make it that he is the truth?
I said he was the truth before this season. I think with his work with Benfica, especially in the Europa League.
It was one game. It
wasn't just one game. Over the season, he was fantastic. And even, you're going to say, it was only pre-season. In pre-season, he adapted really well at Atletico. And he's had a pretty decent start to the season. Not blown up any trees, but he's been pretty damn good for Atletico so far. So, and I think for a team like Atletico, could go and spend, over 100 million, wasn't it? On, I believe he's in his early 20s, if not, still a teenager, to now be the linchpin of that team, that says a lot about him. So for me, he's even not been around the longest time, which is why a lot of people are still quite skeptical as to what his ceiling could be. But I think his ceiling is very high. And again, I've always noticed with Portuguese players, maybe it's just me that sees this, but there always come a generation where it's a pretty good generation and there's that one stand-up player, maybe two stand-up players. Before it was Rui Costa and Luis Figo. And then just at the end of the generation, obviously there was also Deco there as well, to be fair. But just at the end of that generation,
I forgot about that.
Fantastic player at Barcelona and also at Chelsea as well.
Very good. He was also very good at FC Porto as well.
Definitely. Champions League winner.
Portugal, he was alright. Was alright. So I think another guy here has. Where would you put Messi in history as of right now? So if let's say Messi was to retire now, where would you put him in history? How would you rank?
I'm guessing these questions are all for me because everybody knows your views on this. But okay, so it has to be broken down in terms of what, being the best or being the greatest?
Both. Do a ranking for both.
Boy, all right. In terms of the best, in fact, we'll go with the greatest first. With the greatest, I would say, obviously, easily top 10, probably top 5. In fact, definitely, I would say top 5.
So this is top 5 best or top 10
top
best?
5 greatest of all time. In terms of best, I'd say top 2 minimum.
Woo!
Top 2 minimum.
So who's the other dude in the top 2 then for best?
There's some top players out there, man.
Bro, just give me one name, man. Don't give me like, oh, they're really playing. Nah, just I need. You said top 2.
It's funny, I'm gonna say Maradona, but now I think about it, Messi is the best player of all time. In terms of just what you see on the pitch, it's Messi. Messi's, I almost want to say head and shoulders, because if you look at it, right, and for me, I'm not affected as much.
Ronaldo.
I knew I was forgetting someone. Oh, man. Mad. It took him best at his peak.
You forgot Ronaldo?
You know what it is, yeah?
You know what? It's an age thing.
It's not anything. Well, no. R9 for me was the truth. R9 was that guy.
How did you forget him?
No, you know what it is, right?
It slipped your mind?
I just think of... So when the topic pertained on just the greatest for a second, I thought, you know what? The greatest players of all time were obviously about longevity, which obviously Messi has in abundance. R9 never really had that. But in terms of just the best, I'm also then kind of thinking a bit about longevity. But you know what? It's about your best at your peak. What you were able to do.
Because whenever I use the best argument, at your best.
Yeah, that I agree with, peak. Yeah.
Because for me, I've always said, like, the best player I've ever seen at his peak, nothing touches Ronaldo.
That's what I knew. That's what I was thinking. I was like, am I going to say Maradona? There's someone I'm forgetting here. It's R9. Because I was thinking, you know what? Messi's better than Maradona, which means, wait, he's number one. But number one actually is R9. Best player I've ever seen, it's R9. And if anybody who didn't watch it, and I did watch it growing up, I wasn't maybe as... I didn't maybe see it as clearly as you did, obviously, growing up.
But not even if you didn't see it live.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You know what I always say is, it's very simple. The beauty of technology. Ronaldo, impossible technique. When you watch that and you watch what this guy was doing in one of the toughest leagues in the world against some of the best defenders in the world, in a time where things were far more physical, where you had to commit homicide to get a yellow card, you're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How quickly he's doing these moves, the technical proficiency of the moves, the complexity of the moves that he's doing. It's like, because Messi is that. I think the beauty about Messi is the thing of free kicks, shooting, passing, playmaking. You're seeing just a complete package, a complete offensive package, which is amazing. But my thing is, like, it's just how it affects me.
Yeah.
Because when I look at Messi, I'm like, this guy can just do it. It was almost like a PlayStation thing. But for Ronaldo, looking at it is like you're dealing with, it's like almost if like you have like a FIFA stats thing. And for Ronaldo, it's everything is max. Because what I always say is that Messi did not have Ronaldo's speed or his power or his dribbling dynamism. Messi is a very good dribbler, but Messi is an effective dribbler. He doesn't do many actual elaborate skills. Ronaldo, step over, drag back, pirouettes, left foot, right foot, two-footed. Just, do what I say, like, and you may even like this as well. I prefer Neymar's dribbling to Messi's dribbling.
Yeah.
Although Messi is a much more effective.
You know, I've said that in the past as well.
So see, the way that Neymar dribbles is, I prefer that kind of dribble because it's much more creative. You're creatively looking at the different ways to beat a man with your right foot, with your left foot, with your body movement, with your spin and everything. And when Ronaldo did it, because this is what I always say. There is no Lewandowski without Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo, which is what people say, he revolutionized the striking position. Strikers didn't think that we had to be quality football players. All they thought that all they had to do is finish. So whenever you saw a Van Basten, a Genmola, what was it called, a George Weah and so forth, just finishers. But when Ronaldo came onto the scene, said, no, this guy's actually a very good football player. Because this guy is dribbling, he's passing, he's connecting with guys, he has great ball control, and he's scoring. So Ronaldo was different.
I think my thing that I want to also add on to the topic is why I'm very confident in saying Messi was better than Maradona, for instance, is because I always believed that over time you naturally get better with time. I think it happens in pretty much any sport. The more open we are to technology, the more open we are to just learning, and naturally game by game you're improving, let alone season by season, decade by decade, century by century. And that's why I just feel like Messi physically is just able to do more than Maradona just because of how he's able to naturally have a better diet, naturally be able to be trained to do something. People are more programmed to actually be consistent in this generation. That's why it's able to be the case. But the reason why for me R9 is the best only at his peak, couldn't say over his entire career, obviously due to injuries and even I can argue consistencies as well. But the reason why I say at his peak he was the best is because we've seen another generation of players come since, maybe even two generations since he's playing at his peak. And yet nobody was able to do what he was able to do in terms of dribbling at that speed with the
scary
balance that he had and at the strength that he was able to then bully people off the ball. Like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, words don't do it justice for anybody who didn't watch it live, and I was only able to watch really the tail end of his career live and really appreciate it, but then obviously I had to go back and watch it properly, and It was something different.
So let me ask
Completely
you this,
different.
because this is connected with this other super chats we have. Who would you say is the greater player, Maradona or Messi?
Yeah, Maradona. That's why Messi, for me, I would just say is maybe scraping top 5.
Okay, so say Messi better player, but Maradona greater player.
Yeah.
Because so just the super chats from Martin Rosario, and he says that Maradona won the World Cup and and he also won the 2 Serie A titles while on cocaine. Liesi ain't it. Have you watched the Maradona documentary?
I've seen clips, yes.
I mean, pretty good documentary, but one thing that I was shocked to learn is that, do you know this guy won the Serie A title while on cocaine?
Yep.
So he would take cocaine, spend 5 days exercising it out of his body, and then play on the Sunday, and then do it again. See, that's greatness. That is an example of greatness, because it's what did you achieve under particular conditions, under particular circumstances, and for him doing that, I think that's just quality. I think that's just quality.
It's funny though, because people perceive greatness as different things. Some people almost want to see you be what you had to overcome in terms of obstacles, in terms of like maybe political reasons. That's why for many people, maybe, in fact not maybe, a lot of people definitely like to say Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer of all time just because of everything that came around his boxing career. With Maradona, maybe he wasn't the best example of football just because of all his off-the-field activities. I mean, obviously, if he played in this generation doing what he did, I mean, he'll be banned for half-head again because he would fail all the drug tests. So drug testing wasn't obviously as strong as it is now as it was back then. But, of course, there was no questioning what he was able to do on the pitch. And of course, in terms of greatness, it's about your greatest moment, your greatest achievements. I mean, what is Messi's greatest achievement? What, the Champions League final against Man United in 20...
Well, actually, well, people will argue like the 91 in a calendar.
Yeah, in fact, that probably is his greatest achievement. Maybe he's not a single
as
trophy,
an
but
individual, yeah, like
don't get me wrong, he's got some great moments. But I always look at the greatest thing in terms of what you did at the highest level, which the highest level of competition in this sport is the World Cup. And it's a shame for him that he never.
Sorry, just to go because we're sort of when discussing this. So, in 2019, which is the highest, biggest competition, World Cup or the Champions League?
The World Cup, but I tell you what, the gap is closing in terms of that.
Oh no, because a lot of people have said that no, the World Cup in 2019 is relevant now. All the best.
It's not relevant. Nowhere near
in
relevant.
The Champions League.
No, it's still the most important thing, and also I think the fact that it is every 4 years obviously adds to it. And I think some of the parameters, like you're not just training with these guys every week, also adds to it as well, makes it even more difficult. And it's more about just then individual ability, because now we're in a generation where it's all about mainly coaching. It's more about managers now. So for me, it's definitely the World Cup on the international stage, and that's ultimately where the most glory is about, because that's where everybody's most passionate. That's where you're going to get people from Costa Rica or Honduras or countries maybe not favoured and people not playing at the highest level club-wise, but when they come to that World Cup, they're ready to die on that pitch.
Which is why that's what I try to explain to people is like
it's a different kind of psychology altogether.
Yeah, because like I feel the mind is stronger than the body. And the mind can make the body do things that it normally can. So I just think that once you really put yourself and your blood and sweat and tears into trying to win something, it will actually make you play at a much more high level than your body can really go to. So let me just go to another super chat here from Don123, $2 super chat. Thank you, Mr. Don123. Thank you, bro. He says Naby Keita is a flop, injury prone and played badly. Are we ready to say that now Naby Keita was a bust for Liverpool? Flop? Failed?
Can't say he's a bust until his time is over at Liverpool, but right now he's trending in a horrible direction, because let's not forget the fanfare that was behind his signing. Like, his signing was a year in the making. And how much hype I heard from Liverpool fans saying that he was... Let's get this right. I heard he was a combination of Kante and Paul Pogba, 2 World Cup winners. People said that he was them two combined into one body. This is the hype I was hearing for an entire season before he even came. Then I heard, he needs to adapt. I was like, cool, fair enough. He needs to get used to playing in a club system. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I mean, if he's as good as you say he should adapt straight away, but cool, whatever. Then the whole season goes past and he does nothing. I'm like, okay. Well, and you didn't win any trophies either. So like, what's the stitch here? Like, what's happening? You didn't win the Champions League the following season. Fair play, Liverpool fans. But what did Keita actually contribute to that? Now, don't get me wrong. I see why they had faith in him, and most of them, again, were just stat merchants and not stat. And again, I think for me, stat
I'm-
merchants also pertains to just watching compilations of somebody online and not actually watching them play football. And if you saw the comments of Keita at Leipzig, I mean, he was doing some amazing things, but
He looks very good.
you don't get away with that in the Premier League, though.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And it's just that's why he's not been able to correlate those performances on a consistent basis. Quality's there, but he's not been able to perform.
There's a World Cup chart going right now in the live charts thing right now. Worst World Cup. There's a clear answer, and I think everyone has already said it. Before you looking at the live chat, I want you to start. What do you think is the worst World Cup? There is one clear answer.
Well, I have to look at the ones that I've watched.
There is a
I've
clear
enjoyed
answer. There's no point in everything. There is a clear answer. This was the worst World Cup.
I've enjoyed all of them, other than the Vuvuzela Sailor.
So
Yeah,
if you had to
2010.
pick one,
I know. And I like the fact that it was in Africa and it was different. I like the fact, I looked past just what we saw on the pitch. It was just a different vibe and it was cool. But the pitches weren't of the best quality, and maybe that was a major factor in it. But a lot of the matches which are not of the right quality.
No. For me, 2010 was horrible.
And again, the Vuvuzela is cool, is unique and all, but to have that throughout,
No.
I wasn't feeling
Let me be real with you. The Vuvuzelas was my favorite part of it because I think it's added a unique atmosphere. Like people say, there was annoying. No, it's added. What was bad about the 2010 World Cup was the matches just were not great. Like there were some good matches and everything, but
iconic moments, but not.
it's like the matches. It just felt just very dry. Because remember, Brazil were now playing that whole the defensive crap. Spain with that whole tiki-taka thing was just very annoying.
Yeah.
Holland were like, they were just very effective. They were not like the Holland that I used to know. They just got there because they were just very effective. So the only good part of 2010 was Germany. Like Germany were really good, and obviously the Ghana Uruguay thing was obviously the most iconic moment and everything. And what happened in 2010? That connects us culturally. You know, I refuse to watch that. You know, people say, people say that I should do a reaction vid to that thing.
That would be a moment.
And I think that that may be why I have a personal beef against 2010 because and I'll never say his name. What that guy did, what that loser did to that miss. I was like, this just signifies that this is a scar on my life, and I never ever want to remember this crap World Cup ever again.
Feed the yak and he will
So,
score.
but
not on that occasion. Oh my god.
Flip
Horrible
it.
miss.
Best World Cup then.
I want to say Brazil. I want to say 2014 Brazil. Russia was pretty good. Russia was actually pretty good. And there's a lot of exciting moments leading up to it. But
I tell you, bro.
Brazil just had so many iconic moments, and it was and the knockout stages, the group stages were amazing, and also knockout stages also delivered some pretty big moments as well. And obviously, for me, it's just that one moment that transcends that sport, that competition to the next level, which was obviously that semi-final not Fortaleza. It was not the Maracanã.
It wasn't the Maracanã.
It wasn't the Maracanã because they were playing to get to the Maracanã.
Oh, okay.
Somebody would say in the comments. Well, I'm seeing as UQB in the comments. Lip sync.
No, don't say his name. No, guy, come on. His name is banned from this stream. What's going on? My favorite World Cup is between 94 and 2018.
You're not going to put Brazil in the top two? Nah. Come on. Brazil has to be in the top two. That's literally football going home.
94 to 2018. I mean, 2014 is definitely gets third, but for me, it's a toss-up. That top two isn't because 994 that was Nigeria qualifying for their first ever World Cup. That Rashidi Yakini goal and the emotions in Nigeria being in that World Cup, and the whole Baggio and Romario thing, the Romania doing their thing, Argentina doing their thing, and just the fact that it was in America as well, the glitz and glamour. But 2018 was really good.
Wild, man.
2018, because even for me, I was about to know, this is a crazy World Cup. We just look at the excitement, the entertainment, the stories, the shots. No, it was not. 2018 was a really good World Cup. But actually, I think Sergio Contra, much said, best ball, 0-2. Because I remember I actually bought the ball. 0-2 was the best ball. 0-2 was the best. That was a really good ball. Really good ball.
I don't think I have a best ball, but I tell you what, the Jabulani was fun to play with. Like when I played with that,
wait, was also
that was 2010. That was the African. South Africa.
2010 was the Jabulani.
Yeah, that was fun to play with. When you play with that in the Farga, you hit like a proper knuckleball. The way it would swerve, that was fun to play with growing up. But yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick Brazil. You know, I'm surprised.
Third. Actually, okay, another one, and try not to be biased based on Chelsea. Best Champions League season. Based on all of the matches played. That's actually a bit of much more of a tough one. Best Champions League season. So you guys in the live chat, send it to me to best Champions League season.
I would need some nominations to really go through them. I wouldn't say 2012 to be honest. And it had a lot of iconic moments, but I wouldn't say it was the best. Although I haven't said that, there was some big games in that. If you think even the semi-final between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, which was an epic. Obviously Chelsea's campaign in itself was obviously epic. I'm just trying to go through all the ones. 2012.
So 2013 was the Bayern treble.
Yeah.
2014 was that was like, because obviously the other Atletico Chelsea semi was just weird. 2015 was the most one-sided. Barcelona just ran through everyone.
I feel like I would need like an iconic final to really supersede anything above the rest. But there haven't been that many iconic, great, also competitive Champions League finals that we've seen recently.
That's the thing.
Which makes it kind of hard.
When was the last? Has there ever been when was the last competitive Champions League final that you saw?
The thing is, Bayern Munich Chelsea was a competitive, but the wrong team won, which is the funny thing. And ever since, Bayern Munich then won comp. Bayern Munich Dortmund was very competitive actually.
Bayern Munich to Dortmund.
That's probably the last one, because then after that, Barcelona were very comfortable. Then, you know what? Real Madrid Atletico.
2014 or 2016?
I say 2014. 2016, they were both competitive to be fair, but in terms of like a really good final.
Oh yeah.
Like just the drama that went into the extra time. And
like 2014, I think 2014 Atletico. Real Madrid just went to Atletico.
I think there have been competitive finals. It's just more like what was like entertaining.
Yeah. See, those don't want to. Bayern Dortmund was very competitive as well. I think maybe maybe 2017 was pretty exciting because remember 2017 was miracle at Camp Nou, and also how Juventus dealt with Barcelona and the whole thing, and also Real Madrid. I think that how they beat PSG and how Real Madrid also went through. No, sorry, Real Madrid didn't. No, that was in 2018. I think 2017 was pretty good.
Yeah.
So
that's Real Madrid beat Atletico, I believe, in the semi-final to then get to the final to then beat Juventus. That was actually a really entertaining tie over 2 legs as well. So
let's say this. So from Don123 with the $5 super chats, who said Nigerian players should stop lying about their age. Until then, we may be able to compete with teams.
Yakubu
forever will be trash. What a useless man. Nigerians don't lie about their age anymore. Also, guys, quick thing. I think you name it. What's the name of the Lazio? The guy from Lazio.
Minala.
This guy looks like someone's grandfather, and hilarious, man. Okay, guys. Look, man, last 5-6 minutes because obviously Ford has to sort of get out of here. So, last 5 minutes, guys. Any questions you want to ask? Last 5 minutes before we have to end the stream. Last 5 minutes. But yeah. That's Lazio dude, man. Because when I saw his face, I'm like, I think, was he trying to pass as 18 or 19?
19. That's wild, man.
It's like, it's like, why? As do you really think that you could walk into a place and say, hey man, I'm a 19-year-old, I'm a teenager, I just went through puberty now and everything. I mean, come on, man.
I'm just thinking, how was he forging that on his passport and everything? Because like, surely you get vetted, especially you're going to a top flight club like Lazio. How do you even get to the point where you even get in the shirt? Like that
no.
Begs belief, man. Come on.
Oh, now okay, maybe this is a good one to end on. So it says forward. Who's your favorite player of all time?
It's toss up between 2.
No.
Neither of which played for Chelsea.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stick with one. I'm gonna say Ronaldinho. I think that's what really made me fall in love with football, man.
Ronaldinho. Like, okay, so who's the other one then?
Thierry Henry. Like, there's more to the game than just how you play it, than just what you do on the pitch with the ball. It's about how you play. It's about how you express yourself and
also how he always had his smile. Because you know what? There's funny thing. Because I remember even before I saw Ronaldinho, guys were just talking about him. Guys say, "Man, guy, do you know that there's a dude who does no look passes? So he'll pass it and he'll look at the other side. I was like, what was this?" And there was so much hype before I even saw him. And when you saw him play, you're like, wait, see, this guy is bringing what we do amongst ourselves on the streets in the park to a full 11-a-side game. I was like, nobody. It's like some of the stuff that he did. You have no right doing that on a professional pitch in an 11. Remember, there's one move that he did where he flicks over one guy, he flicks over another guy, then he holds it on his chest and just goes. I'm like, you can't do that in a professional game.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. I remember even the Champions League game against Chelsea when he does the little dance, makes Carvalho stop there, and then just he toe punted it into the corner.
Did you know? I said that to people, and people call me crazy. That's the best goal I've ever seen live. Best goal I've ever, based on just the difficulty where he was and how the improvisation and the creativity.
Very unique.
Best goal. Because even when I saw it, I was like, hey, how did that go in?
And I think there's certain goals that you see. Oh, that was a really good goal, but you kind of see it over. Like you see something similar to it again.
I've never seen a goal like that.
The Willock goal today. You've seen that a few thousand times.
Yeah.
Great goal, but you've seen that a few thousand times.
It's like you will never see that Dennis Bergkamp goal again, and you'll probably never see that Ronaldinho goal again.
Like the fact that he froze, and then this was a peak Carvalho alongside John Terry. The fact that he managed to freeze him in position like that,
and there was no space.
There was
the smallest gap that he had to go through, and he managed to find that gap.
And then also to be a peak Petr Cech in goal. Come on, man. Levels.
But man, Cech was good back at the day, man. And so Martin Rosario, thank you for the $2 super chats. He says, "Forward, do you think Tupac has classic albums?" Oh, a pause.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I would say so. But I just feel like this is then going to lead into the Biggie argument, which I'm not really a fan of doing. I just appreciate music for music. For me, I don't really...
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac. But
good.
That's...
Don't go to New York then.
I actually wanted to go to New York this weekend for the UFC card, actually.
Oh, okay, wow.
For the BMF belt, the baddest mother effer in the game. I mean, come on, think about how sick that is. Come on, like, that's... gas for that. It's gonna help me to forget about today's defeat, but yeah, I can't wait for that. But I still think I'll be cool in New York. I appreciate Biggie again. I'm not onto this whole rivalry of you got one against the other. Like they've done in football with Messi and Ronaldo. It doesn't. You can appreciate both.
Appreciate both.
But obviously, you don't appreciate either, so you're also in the minority.
No. I told you, Ferramonch is my guy, man. That's my favorite.
And I was talking about Messi and Ronaldo.
Oh,
you don't appreciate either Biggie or Tupac?
Oh no. Just that I'm not fans of them. Like. I prefer Ferramonch and Nas to them, you know. So that's for me. I'm much more of a Nas guy than a Jay-Z guy.
Yeah.
And Ferramonch is my favorite rapper of all time. Him and KRS-One. So, guys, that's it for the stream.
Speaking of which, you know, I always like to add a little bit on the end of the show. Here's where you say, "Oh no." I remember a few months back, maybe even a year ago, you were talking about actually doing a rap show or rap videos of HH where you would be releasing your own bars. And every now and then we get it in videos where you have a little bar. I'm like, maybe this guy's got a bit too. Maybe he could spit a little mixtape. Maybe drop a little EP. Like, what? EP with HH? Like, what?
Look,
should I drop a beat right now? I mean, I can beatbox a little bit.
No, don't. The thing is, it's coming, man. It's coming.
Do the people want to see that? Like, leave it below. Do you guys want to see that? Is that what you guys want to see? Also, I think everybody, people have been calling for a while. I'm going to drop another little tip on the end of the show. People want to see you get that smoke on Pez. And I've been giving you enough time to get ready. So I just want to know that you're getting ready.
I'm getting ready. Don't worry. Give me a few weeks and I'll be done. Don't worry. Guys, peace out. Remember to drop that like, man. Peace out, stay true. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow for the daily live show at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Peace out, stay true, stay real. Peace.